everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. I am so happy to have you here today. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you like what you're seeing, go back. There are over 200 of these. I'm sure you'll find at least one other that you like. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook page, you should join that if you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video. That's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. I love having new people on, so if you're watching this and you think I could do that, I'd love to have you. Reach out to me on that Facebook page or on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Other than that, quick correction from last week that doesn't affect any scores, but was bothering me like an hour after I stopped the show. I claimed that there were 18 years between the start of the Brady Bunch and the Brady Bunch movie. There were 28 years. So every show that I said came out 18 years ago and they could make a Brady Bunch movie out of now, turns out I'm 10 years off. So nobody said anything about it. They just felt bad to learn that Breaking Bad started 18 years ago. But I
Ew.
still felt bad, and I've been thinking about it for a week now. So let's clear that up. Last thing on the agenda: players have the winners have the optional prize if they so choose to assign a movie that I have to watch over the course of the week. Last week, Jenny Ismay had me watch 2017's The Killing of a Sacred Deer, uh, a one that I've been meaning to
Ah,
watch for a long time. I
that's a rough one.
I mean, I really like The Lobster. I really like The Favorite. I haven't seen Poor Things yet, even though I really need to. This is one that I've been meaning to see, but I knew that it wasn't as funny as those others. So
Mm-mm.
Jenny finally had me watch it. This is Yorgos Lanthimos. It's
Uh-huh.
Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, and that creepy little freak, Barry Keoghan, invading another family. It is so unsettling. It is a 2 hour panic attack of a movie.
That's
Uh,
it.
the music in it just, even the most inconsequential moments, you feel like something terrible is going to happen at any moment. And then 50 minutes in, when you finally learn what the terrible is, it doesn't disappoint. Uh, it is so fucking tense and so horrifying, and still has those weird moments of comedy that Yorgos Lanthimos is so good at throwing in there. If you can get past the deliberately stilted style of everything, that sort of heightens it to a just out of reality realm. But yeah, this is a hard movie to recommend to people, but if you're one of the people that would like a movie like this, and like I said, it gets real dark, real fucked up, won't make you feel good, but it's so worth watching. So thank you, Jenny, for finally forcing me to watch Killing of the Sacred Deer after after three in a row of movies that were 2 stars or lower for me. It was real nice to watch one that I don't know if enjoyed is the right word, but really liked that movie. Now that we've gotten all that on the way, tonight on the show we are doing movies based on true stories, which luckily that one was not. Uh, I was running a little behind today. I should have been doing the work, which means no mini games outside of the final question tonight. We're just going to do 12 movies, which means let's just bring in our fun group of contestants. Joining me on the show tonight are Josh Poirier, Kari Taylor, Matthew Flynn, and Sami Skye. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Hi.
Let's just talk to you in the order that you're on my screen, starting with, just a staple of the show. I don't know if the show would still exist in the way it is without him. Josh Poirier, welcome back.
What's up, Nick? How you
Real.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. My sister bought 2 bags of these chupa, what you call it, lollipops.
The Chupa Chups?
Yeah, she bought like
Yes.
2 bags of them, and she ate an entire bag herself. She's like, get the other bag out of here. So she sent it back with my daughter.
That is the most exciting thing I've heard about your sister tonight.
Yeah, different sister.
Well, Josh,
Yeah,
do you have any movies based on true stories you want to talk about
there's
right now?
a bunch of them, but I think the one I had the most fun at, honestly, and I looked this up real quick beforehand just to see movies based on true stories, just to kind of get an idea. And the one I think I had the most fun at was Catch Me If You Can.
That's a real fun movie.
It's
And
so much fun.
yeah, and somehow even better now that the real guy has come out and said, "No, I made up all of that."
Yeah, I know.
Somehow that is the best capper on the con of it all.
Yeah.
It checks out. That makes
also,
it more real,
yep.
I think.
The other one would be Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon, also really good.
Sylvette Kaufman's an idol of mine.
If you haven't figured out whether or not you hate Jim Carrey, watch the documentary about the making of Man on the Moon.
Yeah,
and you'll come up with that decision real quick.
Yeah.
But the movie's great.
Movie's fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. Man on the Moon and Catch Me If You Can.
Yep.
Also returning to the show tonight, another just wonderful person to have on, Kari Taylor. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Always great. Even if you assign me the 1-star movie of Jurassic World Dominion, I feel like I deserve that.
I mean, you set it up.
I did set it up.
I had to take
deliberately
it.
said I did not want to watch that movie, and you made me watch it, and that's the fun of this show. Yeah. I fuck with all of you enough that I deserve to be forced to watch movies I don't want to watch.
That prize as for winning is so great because I get to torture you with movies like Dominion, as well as Samurai Cop, which I'm still
fucking
really
Samurai
proud.
Cop.
Proud of.
Second worst movie I've been assigned on this show.
You're welcome.
It's no The Spy Next Door, but it's close.
True.
Well, Kari, do you have any movies based on true stories you want to talk about?
So that's a good question. So, how strict are we being about based on a true story versus inspired by?
That is a very good question. Inspired by counts.
Okay.
I think the only ones that I would really not put on this list are Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that it was just a lie that it was based on a true story. And even more than that, Fargo, which says that it's based on a true story and is a complete lie.
Yeah.
But other than that, if a movie says inspired by true events or something, it could be on the list.
Okay, because you can make the argument that technically the original Nightmare on Elm Street was inspired by true events. Because Wes Craven got the inspiration for Dying in Your Dreams from a real occurrence of, I believe they were I think they were Laotian refugees mostly who were otherwise really healthy but all had heart attacks in their sleep, and he was like, yo, that's a brilliant idea. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna name the villain after my childhood bully.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would count that one specifically because it really is more of he got the idea from, and it was never advertised as inspired by a true story or anything.
Okay.
But Nightmare on Elm Street, fucking fantastic movie.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then I'll say Bonnie and Clyde. Haven't watched it in a very long time, but that's one that I remember being like,
another one.
This is a good movie.
It is a really good movie. Also, you get a real young Gene Wilder in there.
Yes. And Gene Hackman, isn't he the
I
the
think
bumbling
so.
cousin that joins them or whatever?
I think so.
No.
Their first collab before Young Frankenstein.
True.
Yeah, no, in the spirit of it, yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, but The reason I'm being so vague with this is I know that there are at least 2 movies on this list that if I don't make that caveat, that
Okay.
people will get angry if I say it's based on a true story.
So,
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for clarifying.
so Nick, I have to tell you that every so often you keep blocking the sign behind you.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like these are movies based on Toy Story 3. So every guess I'm having is going to be Toy Story 3.
I mean, if that's the way you want to play. Also returning to the show, another just is back real recently. I think only like last episode or 2 episodes ago. I've lost track of time. But Matthew Flynn, welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me back.
Always good to have you here. Question goes to you now. Are there any based on a true story movies that you'd like to recommend?
All right. I will go with JoJo Dancer
This is your life.
and American Splendor.
American Splendor is fantastic. I have to see JoJo Dancer, but it's so hard to find a copy of that anywhere.
It's good. I think the best part of it is getting to see while he was still healthy enough what he could do in a dramatic role. Richard Pryor.
I think Richard Pryor is an underrated dramatic actor. There are a few roles that he's had that are like, have you ever seen Some Kind of Hero?
Yeah.
He plays a guy coming back from Vietnam only to find out that the world does it's like a comedy version of First Blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been on my list for so long, and it's never streaming anywhere. I haven't been able to. I should search the libraries and see if that's available anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's worth watching.
Well, awesome, great recommendation.
It's all told from the perspective of him trying to retell his life as he's all burnt up in the hospital.
Uh-huh. I mean, you can also just watch, which one? Is it Live from a Hollywood Strip that is right after that?
Yeah, that's like a year or two after.
Where he's telling all the jokes about it.
It's on Tubi.
JoJo Dancer's on Tubi?
Yep.
Oh, fuck yeah. Guess what I'm watching this week?
Oh,
you don't even have to assign it to me.
Yep, it's on Tubi.
Tubi is one of the best and worst streaming services there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Because it has everything, but also it has everything.
And it also has nothing sometimes.
Also, shout out to Canopy. If you're not using Canopy and you have a library card, it's another free streaming service with a library card. That's where I got Killing of the Sacred Deer today. And I cannot believe their selection every time I go on. They've got like a bunch of Criterion stuff, all the A24 stuff, a lot of real old stuff.
Cool.
Some movies that came out last year that I had no idea were out to view already. So
nice.
Yeah, just shouting out some things that are free to watch movies on, because this show's a service. Finally returning to the show, another just delight of a person. Sammy, welcome back to the show.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Now, you were nice enough to take this spot last minute.
I did.
So I assume you haven't had any time to think about what this topic is.
You know, you're not wrong, because you know how I handle the show. But I did give a Google to something that I have been obsessed with recently and confirmed that it does fit the topic. I have been weirdly on like a Newsies hook. I can't stop listening to and watching covers of and Newsies, and I was like, I think it's kind of real. And then I just Googled it, and it is loosely based on a strike in 1899. So my answer is Newsies. And if you're my friend on Snapchat, oh my God, 10 out of 10. It's just a good time. But if you are my friend on Snapchat, you'll know that I didn't just make that up. There literally is like a video of me and my little dumb sling singing Newsies, apologizing to my parents.
You might be the first person on this show to ever say that they have a Snapchat.
Oh.
As far like that is the
Dangerous.
one app that I haven't been I think I downloaded it once, got afraid of it and left.
The way that I am unhinged at my best and worst, like whatever platform you follow me on, you're not going to be surprised. I'm just being silly. Also, my nephew and I were on some sort of unhinged, horrible Roblox thing earlier that also is documented on there. It's just chaos. I know you're going to ask me at the end of the show, but Auntie Salami on everything.
Auntie Salami on everything. I can at least vouch for your Instagram and your TikTok.
I haven't been on TikTok in a minute, so I'm sorry to anyone who's addressed me there.
It took until like the third or fourth time that Twitter was finally going to die for me to kind of start embracing TikTok, and now I am on it too much.
I love that.
I am one of those people. I'll scroll TikTok on mute for an hour.
I do everything on mute. My saved videos to look at with sound later is longer than my list of desires I have for my own life.
All right. Well, Newsies, another one that you're all recommending movies I gotta see. Well, thank you all for being here. This is gonna be a fun night. The show, you all know how to play, but if you're new here, here's what's gonna happen. I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies based on true stories. These parental warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. Anonymous weirdos feel like they need to share what's wrong with movies, and I just copy and paste their words. I pose them to my friends here. They try to figure out what movies. Those warnings are fun. And like I said, no mini games tonight, so I'm just going to go in alphabetical order, which is also how you are on my screen, which is really convenient for me. That means, Josh, you get first pick of the year.
All right.
Would you like a movie from 1981, 2014, or 2023?
81.
That's what I figured.
Call me Harry Kojak.
Mm-hmm. Is this the first show of the year?
No.
No.
I thought you said too.
Oh,
Did I say first show of the year?
You said first pick of the year.
I meant first pick of the show.
I thought I was a little more special than it was 5 minutes ago.
Look,
okay,
I'm not paying attention to what I say, and I'm always surprised when other people are.
Carry on.
All right, 1981. First show ever, episode 1. Let's go. For 5 points under the category of profanity. Some appliances of racial slurs for the French, i.e. frogs.
Nick?
Racist against the French.
And the year was 81, right?
81.
Okay.
Okay, so the year is 81. The topic is based on a true story, and the question is racist frogs?
Racist towards French people by calling them frogs. I feel like I'm allowed to say that because I don't respect the French. For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. There are a few scenes of athletes smoking and drinking wine/alcohol while dining. Smoking also by other characters at restaurants and gatherings. Josh has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Josh?
Chariots of Fire.
This is Chariots of Fire.
Hurt athletes.
Yep.
Just think of the athletes that are most racist against the French.
I feel like I need to say this on top because I haven't been here in a minute. The way you're such a good host that you read unhinged comments like they're actually set up to be questions. It's good.
Again,
good job.
I love having you on because you always make me feel better about myself. Other warnings in Chariots of Fire, frightening and intense scenes at the beginning of the film. Montague and Abrahams are helped from their train to a taxi by a pair of gentlemen who have war injuries. The sight of the injuries on their faces may be a bit shocking on first glance. Violence and gore, nothing particularly violent other than a few rough sequences of exercise and athletes collapsing from fatigue. And frightening and intense scenes. Some scenes in the Olympics involve athletes tripping and collapsing while running. Others involve arduous training sessions and exercise emphasized on several of the main characters.
So that's what exercise is frightening?
Exercise is frightening and violent, and I couldn't agree more.
I will sign off on that.
I feel like I wrote that.
Did you? That's why you're so good at this game, Josh. Are you writing?
I'm writing about every single movie ever made.
That means Josh is the first one to get points. 4 points on the board for Josh.
This year, first one this year.
First one at least in my lifetime.
Ever.
I don't know who hosted this show before me.
Not
Kari,
good enough, whoever they were.
Some guy named Mick Martucci.
Wait for this range. Kari, would you like a movie from 1928, 2000, or 2012?
2000.
Are you sure?
You're making me doubt
2000.
myself, Nick.
Let's go 2000. 2000 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. There is a short scene of the main character smoking in the beginning, and later on, near the end of the movie, she goes to a bar where a few people are drinking.
Oh, that's bad. That's a bad movie to think about. Sorry, no, I'm not going to say it, but that's just bad. It also came out in the 80s. I hope
you won't say it.
Also came out in the 80s, so that was had a bar, and a drunk girl in it too, and it was
fuck you, Josh.
I'm so bad at this game that you guys are having a whole conversation that means nothing to me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look, I'm not going to make any accusations against Josh, but I don't think his film jokes are always fun.
They're not. Sorry about that. I feel bad about that one.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, the main character wears outfits that reveal quite a bit of cleavage. Nothing too inappropriate. Kari has a guess. Matthew has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Matthew?
Coyote Ugly?
Kari, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Aaron Brockovich.
It is not Coyote Ugly. This movie is Aaron Brockovich.
Hey, good job.
Coyote Ugly was not a true story because of the fact that he sold his first appearance of the Punisher in Amazing Spider-Man and thought it was going to be worth like $10,000 when that thing's worth maybe $150 soaking wet in the condition it was in. So there.
Was the condition it was in soaking wet?
No, it wasn't, but it was always annoyed me.
Also in Aaron Brockovich, frightening and intense scenes, the main character is worried that her children are missing. Moments later, they're shown being cared by her neighbor. Frightening and intense scenes, the main character received a threatening anonymous phone call, and George tries to persuade her to abandon the case. Frightening and intense scenes, the plot of the movie can be quite intense and emotionally taxing. Parts of the film detail serious illnesses like cancer caused by the poisoning of the Hinckley community, including young children. Which is fun.
Yeah.
Including fun. Young children.
Don't worry too much about the old children, but those young children are going to make you sad.
I feel like if I ever have like one of those news deliveries that will ruin your whole life, I would like you to deliver it to me, please. Thank you.
I'll deliver bad news to you. Just let whoever you need to let know to contact me.
Noted. Everyone on the internet.
Josh and Kari both at 4, Sami at 0, Matthew at -1. Matthew, would you like a movie from 1970, 2000, or 2015?
I'll go with 1970.
1970. From 1970 for 5 points, under violence and gore, none. However, there are some war references, and there's a storm.
1970 war references in a storm, and then you
Can
just
you
take a sip
believe
of
it?
your drink. Like that is a helpful clue, Nick.
All of these clues are helpful when you know what the movie is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, full frontal and rear nudity of women playing frisbee.
I don't know.
You'd think I'd know this movie.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, there are many scenes of casual nudity. A topless woman asleep, 3 men walking away from the camera, men and women skinny dipping and or bathing, a couple of men in the crowd. Most of these include incidental frontal and rear nudity.
I had a thought, but based on my history on the show, it is incorrect. So I will say nothing. Thank you.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, one scene shows only the breasts of a woman as she is bouncing up and down to music. Camera is up close and stays on shaking breasts for a while.
Okay, I still don't know the movie. Do you or whoever wrote this have a clip of that so I can review it for scientific purposes?
I would say check Tubi or Canopy. You might be able to find. Also, if you can't find that exact clip, if you go to google.com and type boobs, you might be able to find something similar.
Do you know, I swear to God in my life, Nick, what my best friend, who did turn out to be a gay man, so he's my gay best friend, one time on our desktop with dial-up, we went to boobies.com and made the boobies.com like cartoon logo, the background on the computer, and our parents got so mad at us, and it is still something we reference every single day. Boobies.com.
All right, for 1 point under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. There were an awful lot of drugs at that concert. The camera doesn't shy away from that.
Oh.
We got 2 hands up. Anybody else? Kari, what would you like to guess?
Woodstock?
Josh, what do you think?
Woodstock.
This is Woodstock.
It's not really based on a true story. It is a true story.
Again, you know.
You know.
You might see a documentary here or there.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Again, you know.
Most documentaries are about true stories.
Boats,
Yeah,
based on a true story. This is a boats episode.
That means Josh and Kari still neck and neck at 5. Sami gets to pick the next movie. Would you like a movie from 1958, 2013, or 2021?
2021.
2021. I wanted to say this movie came out last year, and that's where I am mentally.
Yeah.
This movie came out between 2 and 3 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's the... Yep.
2021 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. A child is threatened with hell if they don't follow certain rules.
What is my childhood?
Yes! I feel like all of us just came together in a collective consciousness.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a main character becomes addicted to prescription anti-anxiety medication.
Hey, Alexa, repeat the last joke.
What? Oh, my childhood?
What? Oh, no, I just meant Alexa. Who doesn't? I'm just kidding. It's all our childhoods. I don't know the answer. Thank you.
Okay. For 3 points under sex and nudity. A TV segment demonstrates a pump designed to treat erectile dysfunction. For 2 points under sex and nudity, near the end of the movie, Tammy has a sexual encounter. She is seen on top of the guy on a couch and refers to, quote, how big he is. There was no nudity. We got hands from the people with points.
Nick, how dare you?
Kari, what do you think this movie is?
I am realizing I probably don't have the title right, but Tammy Faye Baker or Tammy? No, I'm pretty sure it's the one that came out. Michael Showalter directed it. About Tammy Faye Baker,
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain, and Andrew Garfield as Jim Baker. I think.
I know.
Josh,
I know
you
what you're
what this
referencing.
movie is.
Well, I know it's a Tammy Faye Baker movie. I just don't know what the name of it is.
Well, because we have that and we have one hand up, Matthew, if you know the exact title of this movie,
is this The Eyes of Tammy Faye?
This is The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I'm gonna let Matthew steal the point on that.
I didn't get any clues. Helps.
I just wanted to say before you answered that I was Team Matthew.
So I didn't say that one because I thought it was the documentary that came out a while ago.
Yeah, technically, they count this movie as a remake of the documentary. They're both called The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Is this what you were referencing when you said there are a couple shows on here that might...
Oh, no, this is very much based on... And Jessica Chastain as Tammy Faye Baker, fucking fantastic in this movie.
I did see it. I'm just bad at this game.
That takes me off.
But also, just to even it out, I will not take off points for Josh and Kari.
All right, that works.
I won't give you negatives. Mostly because neither of you named a movie.
I think I did. I named the Tammy Faye Baker movie.
Last clue in this, under sex and nudity, Baker is in a bathtub and Tammy touches his penis as he moans. No nudity to be seen.
I'm kind of glad for that.
You don't want to see Andrew's Garfield?
No. Wait. No.
You don't want to see his Amazing Spider-Man?
Wait. Yes.
Look, the movies weren't great, but you got to respect his web shooters.
Nick!
Josh and Kari both at 5 points. Matthew up to 1 point. Sammy at 0. Josh, we're back to you. Would you like a movie from 1962, 2000, or 2014?
We'll go with 62.
Let's go with 62.
Because I'm the only one who will.
1962 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. The deaths of young characters may be distressing, as well as the scene of implied torture/assault in its aftermath, but the film is comparatively subdued.
I love it here.
I wanted so badly for you to say, I think I know what this
Not
movie is.
Yet. Not yet. I'm not ready yet.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, one man rips off another's clothes. The character is only shown shirtless / from the chest up. The comments on how, quote, very fair his skin is while touching his chest. The scene is suggestive, but menacing rather than erotic.
That's why I don't online date. It's oftentimes menacing rather than erotic. I still am bad at this game, though. I'm going to mute myself again.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a man is shot by a Turkish soldier. Blood is seen on his shoulder. Kari has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Kari?
Lawrence of Arabia?
This is Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes! I am so happy for you.
Other clues in this: violence and gore. A father gives his child a gun to point at the main character and the Arab people. And violence and gore. A man almost dies from dehydration in a desert. He's saved by Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, I gave you every word as this went on. Sometimes I have to do that if I don't feel confident with people. Well, Kari has finally broken that tie up to 8 points. Josh at 5, Matthew at 1, Sami at 0.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Kari, would you like a movie from 1997, 2003, or 2014?
97.
97. (1997) for 5 points under sex and nudity. The main character fantasized about a woman's breasts inflating for almost cartoon effect.
Sounds cute a little bit.
There's one thing I know, it's that Sami's always going to latch on to the boobed clues.
I love that you're not wrong. That means I've been here enough time.
I love your use of the word latch.
Yeah. Like a suckling little infant.
Jesus Christ.
Hello, everyone. Guess what? Guess what I just learned about myself.
For 4 points under profanity, very strong language throughout, with at least the 7 words banned on the radio and television.
Oh, wait. I'm going to guess this.
I don't know the answer, but
anybody else?
I'm going to guess this.
Matthew's also going to guess. What do you think, Matthew?
Is this Private Parts?
Josh, what do you think?
This Private Parts?
You got the clue I was going for. This is the Howard Stern movie, Private Parts.
I've never watched it.
It's not bad, considering
really
it stars Howard Stern as an actor.
I just have in my memory Ebert, when they were being interviewed, letting him know that like his movie will always be bad.
Did he say that about Private Parts too?
He said, yeah, he did not like the movie Private Parts. Howard Stern tried to confront him about it and make him change his mind. And he was like, no, like, I don't like the movie. And then Howard Stern just fat shamed him. And then he was like, you know, I still hate your movie.
No, that was, I want to say that was Vincent Gallo, though. That's what that quote is from. Where he's like,
well, he hates Vincent Gallo.
No, because I think it was something like, I can lose weight, but you'll always be the man who directed The Brown Bunny.
Yeah.
And now he's an ultra conservative sack of shit on top of a bad filmmaker.
Now.
Buffalo 93.
I mean, he probably was. Yeah, he just hit it.
Buffalo 95. That was a good movie.
Oh, I just remembered this too. Speaking of Howard Stern as an actor, I just found this out recently, that the movie A Star is Born, Bradley Cooper really wanted Howard Stern to play the part that eventually went to Sam Elliott.
That's the worst. Wait.
Mm-hmm. And he keeps saying, Howard, I'm going to find a role for you in one of my movies.
I don't like that movie anymore. Ew. Sam Elliott.
Other
so
clues
good.
in Private Parts, sex and nudity. When the main character's puppet show starts boring his audience, he starts to make them have sex. Sex and nudity, strong verbal and visual sex references. A woman deep throats a 13-inch kielbasa. Several nude scenes. One includes showing a woman fully naked, and where a woman has a screaming orgasm thanks to a speaker. And violence and gore, a fight between Howard and Pig Vomit.
I think she was faking it.
That puts Josh at 9, Kari at 8, Matthew at 5, Sami at 0.
Hey,
Matthew, would you like a movie from 2006, 2014, or 2019?
I will go with 2006.
2006. From 2006 for 5 points. Under profanity, 3 uses of fuck. 1 see and 1 said in one scene. Little boy asking what the word on the wall. So to parse that, I think what they're saying is that you can see the word fuck in one scene, and a little boy asks what that means.
You sure?
No. That's my best guess.
Hey,
what's up?
Nick?
Yep.
I don't have an answer. I just want you to know.
Yep.
That I fucking hate it here.
One of my favorite guests. For 4
Thank
points
you.
under frightening and intense scenes, the toilet scene is very emotional and will probably make people cry.
Yeah, I've cried a lot of toilet scenes. But...
If my mom was awake, I would have her come tell you that my goldfish died when I was like 4. And not only did I make her take a disposable camera picture of me flushing it down the toilet, but I demanded that she stood there while I sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow before the flush. It is real. It comes up all the time.
Amazing. So maybe that's the toilet scene.
Wait, can I guess? Can I guess Sammy's childhood?
No, we already did the eyes of Tammy.
Oh, that's true.
For 3 points under violence and gore, trying to get to a meeting, Chris darts across the road only to have a car hit him. He goes up on the hood, breaking the windshield and losing a shoe in the process, but is otherwise okay.
Oh.
It sounds like Josh knows what it is. Anybody else?
I think I know it.
All right, Josh.
This could put me in a tie. Is this Pursuit of Happiness?
This is The Pursuit of Happiness.
Was the one time I'd have thought, okay, bye. I'm just happy to be here.
You gotta make some
everything
guesses.
I say.
I should have realized. I should have realized. I don't know when you said toilet scene. A crying toilet scene that doesn't involve me eating a lot of Mexican the night before.
Wow, your body waits a full 24 hours.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Sometimes sometimes it doesn't all come in that first wave.
Frightening and intense scenes. Two main
that was a pretty frightening and intense scene.
2 main characters are forced out of their apartment. The scene can be quite emotional and intense. And frightening and intense scenes. Jaden Smith let his action figure fall on the street and lost him. This is an emotional scene. Josh now at 12, Kari at 8, Matthew at 5, Sami at 0. Sami?
Yes.
Would you like a movie from 2014, 2017, or 2023?
Okay, full disclosure, I did try to explain to someone earlier what this show was, and I said I'm gonna predict that I will lose, but hopefully don't get negatives, and that might be affecting my decision.
Again, on the show, we call that being Lloyd.
Okay. Whatever the earliest one is, because I know you laughed because I always pick the most recent ones. Yes, 2014.
I mean, they're all recent.
Nick,
what's up?
Just
all right.
2014.
2014. Nick, 2014 was a decade ago.
Josh, this is my moment, okay?
How dare you say such hurtful things on this show? All right, let's see who knows this 10-year-old movie. For 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the scene of drug use on the helicopter is realistically depicted scene of drug use using the narcotic cocaine.
Huh.
Yes, Sammy.
We both know I have no idea what year absolutely any movie came out.
Of course.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I mean, that is a fucking great guess. And I think you're only a year off in it. It is not the Wolf of Wall Street, but...
Well, bye.
Excellent guess.
Just kidding. Thank you. Thank you so much. You told me to make a guess. I did, and I will do nothing.
There is definitely use of the narcotic cocaine in Wolf of Wall Street.
There is?
Though instead of a helicopter, Leonardo DiCaprio snorts it out of a woman's asshole.
That is the opening. Yeah. And then he crashes a helicopter. That's in the beginning.
For 4 points under violence and gore, a man...
Good luck, Josh.
A man punches himself in the head. A man bangs his own head against a mirror. We see a small amount of blood on his forehead moments later. For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, viewers who aren't familiar with the true story might be shocked and upset when one of the main characters is murdered.
Wait. Whoa. No.
No? Okay. Sammy, go again.
I am 100% sure this isn't right for so many reasons. But
well, then you don't have to guess.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to separate the vibe. One time I watched Top Gun for the first time like 3 years ago, and I lost my shit because I didn't know Goose died. After all of these years, I genuinely had no idea Goose was gonna die. So
spoiler alert for Top Gun.
I am, yeah, and what I'm doing is I'm giving everyone who's better than me at this game, time to get their thoughts together and throw me some negatives. Thank you, and I will put my hand
I'm
down.
gonna say I cannot give you a negative because that was a story. Put your hand down. I'm not going to allow this.
Okay. I love you. Good night. Bye.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, some may be disturbed by the behavior of John DuPont. Name seems to ring a bell for Kari. Anybody else?
I know Jan DuPont.
What do you think, Kari?
Airwolf.
Is this Foxcatcher?
This is Foxcatcher.
The fuck is Foxcatcher?
Hell yeah.
Based on a true story.
It's the wrestling movie
with
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
It's the one where Steve Carell wears a nose.
Oh yeah.
And I think Bradley Cooper ended up taking for Maestro.
Well, it was originally Steve Martin's and Roxanne. And it wore down over the years.
Last clue in that: sex and nudity. Some moments of the wrestling have strange sexual undertones, very subtle and meant to feel uncomfortable.
Funny thing is, before that clue, I thought it was Jersey Boys. Which would have been a really interesting
It's all
Jersey
the
Boys.
same movie. Yeah, you'd be surprised when Frankie Valli gets murdered halfway through Jersey Boys.
I know, huh? I was shocked as hell.
And nobody sheds a tear.
Yeah, I know. It was weird.
Big girls don't cry.
Yeah, I get it.
Josh at 12, Kari at 10, Matthew at 5, Sami at -1. We are speeding through this game. We only got 4 movies left. One more go around, one more for each of you. Josh, would you like a movie from 1928, 2000, or 2012?
I'm going to go with 28.
So happy you did.
No idea what the hell it's going to be.
Let's see how this works. Oldest one in a while from 1928 for 5 points under profanity. One use of fools and Jesus.
Huh.
Harder to find clues on the old movies.
Yeah.
Sami, you'll enjoy this. For 4 points under sex and nudity. A baby is shown nursing. You see the mother's breast, including the nipple.
Wow. 1928, that was risque.
Did the baby
Not
really latch on to the boob?
No.
Well, the 20s were full of sex and drugs.
That's
Listen
true.
until that fucker came in and said no more of that.
Hitler?
No, the other H guy.
Can't.
Hollywood's Hitler. Hayes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
For 3 points.
Before you say 3 points, I don't know that I've ever been fucking roasted as hard as you just did when you casually threw that joke in there. I will mute myself and goodbye.
For 3 points under violence and gore, the main character takes a fever and is bled.
What the fuck?
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, much of the movie is intense. The main character is accused of blasphemy and is rigorously questioned and threatened throughout the film. She is taken to a torture room where the judges attempt to coerce her into confessing her guilt. The execution scene could also be viewed as intense.
Oh, shit.
Kari has a guess. Anybody else? Josh also has a guess.
Wait, no.
Wait, Josh does not have a guess.
Kari.
Kari, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna guess it's Joan of Arc? Maybe? Sure. Yeah, we're gonna go Joan of Arc.
Well, because nobody else is guessing or raising their hand, I'm going to give it to you. This movie's called The Passion of Joan of Arc.
I knew it was Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a French film, right?
It's a French film.
Okay.
She knew.
It's
Kari. Hell yeah.
That's
Give
one of
her all
those that
my points.
that's one that I know I need to see, but it's so hard to put on like a depressing silent film.
Yeah, I was actually gonna guess Joan of Arc, but I was gonna guess The Messenger Joan of Arc, which is
No, that's who's that?
Luc Besson.
Leah Sobieski?
Yeah, it's I think it's Luc Besson, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it is a Luc Besson film.
Last clue under violence and gore. True to the story, the main character is burned at the stake. There's no explicit violence, although we see a corpse immersed in flames in several shots towards the end.
Nice.
They went hard back in 28, huh?
Oh yeah, like I know I've seen pieces of the movie and it's so beautifully shot, and I just someday will commit to sitting down and watching this.
Will be probably right before you die because you know you have nothing else going on. You're like, well, it's my last chance.
Oh yeah, no. When I know that I have to die. I have to pick up that 1001 movies to see before you die and just try to get through it. Well, that brings us back to a tie. Josh and Kari both at 12. Matthew at 5, Sami at -1.
Hell yeah.
Kari, would you like a movie from 1958, 2000, or 2015?
2015.
2015. 2015 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. One man is an alcoholic and drinks very frequently from a flask. He is shown drunk once and tries to pick a fight. A young man is tricked into a drinking game where he drinks several shots of alcohol. For 4 points under sex and nudity, there's a scene in a sauna where several men are fully nude. A lot is showing, but genitalia is cleverly hidden from view.
I'm just gonna throw out a guess.
Josh has a guess. Anybody else?
I've never seen it, but you did say it was about a year off, so I'm gonna say The Wolf of Wall Street.
Year in the other way, Josh.
Okay,
this
wrong
is not
way.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
All right.
If I tell you, you would have seen me set myself on fire if Josh had said that to me. I'm gonna be honest.
Never seen The Wolf of Wall Street, actually.
It's a good. It's an experience.
Good. There are. Leonardo DiCaprio gives his funniest performance, and I wish that he would do some comedies now that he's won an Oscar.
I will say for real, no spoiler for specifically, but the Leonardo Quaalude part.
Yeah, the lewd scene is.
Dude, my dad and I will just pull it up to laugh.
It's the one scene that I keep going back to and watching.
So good.
If you watch nothing else, watch the lewd scene.
The lewd scene. Yep.
Of Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
And if you like that, watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, a man says, quote, "If I did not ski, I would just drink and have sex all the time."
Oh, I got a bad guess for this. Should I do it?
You don't have to.
All right. I'll tell you at the end.
Okay.
He'll still be in the lead. Just do it.
Well, no, he's no longer in the lead.
No, he's tied. Oh, wait, no, you're
I'm 1 point down.
I do want to remind people, you can always just say a funny answer. You don't have to officially put it in.
Yeah, but you know what? That's
a comedy show.
You have those huge prizes.
You want to make jokes, those are allowed.
But it takes out the danger of it all.
That didn't count.
It takes out the danger. I don't have much danger in my life. I need this, Nick.
I disagree. I saw you last year.
That's right. It's true. It's pretty bad.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, the film contains a scene where the coach teaches the protagonist a ski jump technique by drawing an analogy to sexual activity, using terms such as foreplay, straining, and then release. The coach further exaggerates his explanation with facial expressions, hand gestures, and sexual orgasmic sounds.
I don't think this is Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings 2.
Also, I feel like this is something I've learned more than one time, but I learned it again like today. Cool Runnings is based on a true story. None of the characters in that movie exist.
Yep.
No.
Matthew, you have a guess?
I don't think this is right, but I'm going to go with Eddie the Eagle.
Matthew, that is right. This is Eddie the Eagle.
And that's also another movie where they
Matthew.
made up characters that did not exist in real life.
I was just about to guess that. I didn't think there was a movie. By the way, my funny guess was Sonny and Cher. It's skiing, and that was the first thing that came to my mind.
I mean, that movie made an impact.
You could have gone with one of the Kennedys.
Sonny sure did.
Yeah, Eddie the Eagle, though. Good movie that not enough people have seen.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, son of a bitch.
One of a lot of movies that Taron Egerton plays a real person.
Yeah, like Wanted.
Yeah, he's Elton John for some reason.
Also
Remember that time they made a sexy guy Elton John?
Let's play the gorilla and sing.
Which I think got him the role.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good in that fucking movie.
I can't.
I think he's
this...
saying an Elton John song in that movie, yeah. And they're like, "Yeah, you can play Elton John."
I learned something new today.
I love Etsy.
Last clue in this frightening and intense scene, based on the true story of the British skier Michael Edwards, the film revolves around how the skier overcomes various obstacles to become the first competitor to represent Great Britain in the Olympic ski jumping in 1988. It's just a plot synopsis under frightening and intense scenes.
Wow, what a great game you've created.
like it was such a big deal they weren't represented in the ski jump before '88. Like that was the height of British anger.
Finally, something for the Brits.
Yeah, finally.
For the little man.
2 movies remain. Kari's at 12, Josh is at 11, Matthew's at 7.
Yep. Continue.
Sammy.
-1.
Yeah, Sammy's at -1.
So it's almost anybody's game. Matthew, you get to pick the second to last movie.
Wait, hold on. Will you guys pause for 1 second? Hey, Dad. I just want you to know I'm actively on a show and I'm the only person with negative points. He legit just went.
All right. Matthew,
all right, thank you.
Would you like a movie from 2003, 2014, or 2019?
I'll go 2019.
2019.
The block.
From 2019, penultimate movie for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. As the trial gets more and more heated, Liz turns to alcohol. We also see characters smoking cigarettes throughout.
The year was 2018, you said?
2019.
2019.
Sorry, Liz.
For 4 points under violence and gore, although the decapitation is off screen, we, the audience, can hear him sawing into her.
Nick. Ew.
I know. I don't feel good about that clue. For 3 points under violence and gore, real photographs of his killings are shown throughout.
I'm so sorry. Real photographs of what?
His killings are shown throughout.
His kittens.
All right. Kari, if you want to take a guess.
I'm probably going to utterly butcher the name again.
I'm going to be a little more lenient with this one. If you think you know it.
I want to say it's like shockingly evil and incredibly violent. Like the movie with Zac Efron.
This title fucking sucks, so I'm going to give it to
Everything
you.
Everywhere All at Once except the Dahmer one.
Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. This is the
Get it, girl.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one I was not going to penalize anybody for not getting the exact title.
I'm noticing a little favoritism from Sammy over there.
Have you ever... We've been on so many shows together. If you are not aware that I will pick anyone but me to win every time, that's on you.
Josh, I'm pretty sure she rooted for you at least twice during this episode.
Did she?
Legit.
Sorry.
I'm not here for me.
When you were winning.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Nick.
All right. Other clues in that: sex and nudity. Ted and Carol have sex against a vending machine in prison. We see the man's buttocks, but no other nudity is shown. Frightening and intense scenes, well, the movie could be disturbing to some. It's mostly an account of Bundy's last years of life and the effect it had on the people around him.
Actually, one of my old friends' aunts actually went on a date with Ted Bundy. realized that there was no locks in the lock thing was not in the door, went out the back door and ran away when he was at a gas station.
That is good thinking.
Yeah, it was insane.
That is being alert. All right, we got one movie before our final question. Kari at 15, Josh at 11, Matthew at 7, Sami at -1. But Sami, you get to pick this last movie. Would you like a movie from? What do we have left here? 1958, 2014, or 2023?
1958.
1958. Somebody knows that she's not going to get any of them, so might as well pick the 58 one.
Maybe, Nick.
Last movie from 1958 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Drinks are served in the dining and smoking room. The chief baker gets drunk.
Sounds like when we would go to Lobster Hut for family dinner in the smoking section.
It does sound like that.
A little bit.
For 4 points under violence and gore, a man with the wooden chairs can be seen getting stepped on by people.
I don't like that you knew that I wouldn't get this answer. I'm sad now.
I want you to prove me wrong.
Yeah, me too, Nick, but we both know I'm not good at this game.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, the most intense scenes include a couple being crushed by a falling funnel and a few people seen either freezing to death or drowning. Most of the other scenes are psychological. We got 2 hands up. Anybody else? Matthew, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna guess Titanic.
Kari, what do you think?
I think it's A Night to Remember. I think is what it's technically called.
I think just because you got the exact title, I have to give it to you. This is A Night to Remember. Yes, about the Titanic.
Kari.
I only know about that movie because I watched. Well, thank you. I only know about the movie because I once watched an hour-and-a-half long YouTube video where some kid from like Northern Ireland did a whole dissection about the history of Titanic films. And he unfortunately made it when the Ocean Gate stuff was happening. So he had to like go back in and edit and talk about that. He's like, oh, I feel bad about having to talk about this. But there's been a lot of really interesting Titanic movies over the years.
Yeah, my favorite is the cartoon with the rapping dog.
Yes, that's a good one.
My favorite was Titanic 2 on The Simpsons.
There is a Titanic 2. There's like a couple.
Yeah, there's the what is it? Not Arkham, Asylum. The other word.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Asylum did Titanic 2, but yeah. Look up Rapping Dog Titanic and have a little fun.
No.
All right. I can't convince you to do anything.
Josh is just anti-fun.
That brings us to our final question. In a moment, I will ask you a question with some kind of numerical answer based on an actor's filmography. Right now, I want you to privately message me a bet between 0 and your total points, how comfortable you feel about that. Josh can bet up to 11. Kari can bet up to 18. Matthew can bet up to 6. Sami can bet up to 1. Get that 0. If you get it exactly right, I'll give you an extra 3 points. You can end in the positives.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. We've got some bets coming in. Sami, I'm just going to assume that's what you want to do.
I was just going to say my thing just froze. Just whatever my max.
That's what
is.
I figured.
Get it.
All right. A lot of actors play a lot of real people. One of those actors is Tom Hanks. I want you to privately message me how many times Tom Hanks has played a real person. Closest answer gets the points. If you get it exactly right, I'll give you an extra 3 points. How many real people has Tom Hanks played?
Oh,
That's a good question.
Thank
You're
you.
so good at this, Nick.
Okay, we've got everybody's answers in. Kari went with 5, Josh went with 11, Matthew went with 12, Sami went with 16. He didn't play his first real person until 1995. He played Jim Lovell in Apollo 13, then Charlie Wilson and Charlie Wilson's War, Captain Richard Phillips and Captain Phillips, Walt Disney in Saving Mr. Banks, James B. Donovan in Bridge of Spies, Captain Chelsea Sully Sullenberger in Sully, Ben Bradley in The Post, Mr. Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and Colonel Tom Parker in Elvis. He's played 9 real guys. That means our closest, off by 2, is Josh.
wow.
Let's see what that does to the scores. Kari played conservatively, only bet 1 point, only loses 1. Matthew, a little less conservative, bet 5, loses 5. Sami, we all know. And Josh went with the full 11, went all in on that one. Meaning our final scores tonight: Sami at -2, Matthew at 1, Kari at a very respectable 17, but pulling it out at 22 points. It's Josh Poirier, still angry at the last movie he assigned me. Angry at my reaction to the last movie he assigned me.
I explained to you that it may not be as good as I remember it because it was one of my favorite stories as a kid.
Again, I'm in the minority for not liking Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we will get to that in a moment. But first of all, thank you all so much for being on this show. This was a real fun one. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words, Sami, you get a double plug because you plugged earlier. Plug again.
Chaos. I am just chaos. No, I am Auntie Salami _ on Instagram. I am doing commissions for art. I'm not doing like comedy and stuff right now, but if you ever want to take a look and want some art, come hit me up. Otherwise, just be as grateful as I am that Nick allows me on this platform because I am annoying as hell.
Absolutely not. I have so much fun every time you're here.
Oh, me too. Me too. Happy. But that's it.
And finally, for a change, you didn't offer anything at the end. Matthew, is there anything you would like to talk about?
All right. So February 27th, I'm hosting another film screening showing the SOV, very highbrow rom-com Bathtub Shark Attack, written and directed by Madeline Hearing. I mean, they will also be interviewed, but they won't physically be at the event. But there will be an interview that we did with them that will be, played with the movie at Ralph's Rock Diner on February 27th. And then, I don't know, if people go on Sad Clown Knitting on Instagram, they can then be reminded when I do promote it, me doing a show in April with Dave Hill.
Awesome. Dave Hill's coming back.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, go see any of that. Kari, anything you wanted to say before we go?
I mean, yeah, don't have anything really to promote. I don't do anything really online other than you can follow me on Instagram, just KARILT34. I post my little stupid things on there. Also, recommendation.
Yes.
I have started up knitting again, which I did in high school. and then stopped after a while because I got frustrated that I wasn't good at it. So I just wanted to remind folks that if you had a hobby at one point that you were like, oh, I suck at this, I'm going to stop doing it, give it a shot now that you're an adult. And it might just be enjoyable. And you probably hopefully won't care if you're good at it or not. Because
I love an IMDb nit.
That is such a great,
yeah,
great
girl.
plug.
Yes.
Plug childhood interests. Finally, our winner tonight, Josh Poirier. First of all, do you have anything in mind this week?
I do, and I'm not sure if you've seen it yet. Have you seen Witchin' and Bitchin'?
I haven't. No, that's been on my list for a while.
Witchin' and
Bitchin'. On
it's fantastic. It's Alex de Iglesias.
I feel like that has been that was on my Netflix DVD queue.
Oh, yeah,
I've been
really fucking good.
Putting that off for too long.
There you go, Witchin' and Bitchin'.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic movie.
And is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we go?
So I'm working on some new material right now. We're gonna get back out there and then hit some open mics and shit.
Hell yeah!
Finally, I got a whole new story-based comedy shit about my my adventures on Reddit. I talked with someone who actually asked me if I identified as a penguin, and I said no, I identify as a puffin as a joke. Next thing you know, I'm sitting on an egg with my penguin wife, and I left.
So if you want more of that,
yeah.
No, but that's awesome. I
can't wait to see you out there. It gets better than that. That's the cleanest one I can say.
Just real quick, I probably should save this for after the show, but Josh and Kari, I think you two would be the most interested. Have you seen Suitable Flesh yet?
I have not. Yes, I have.
You have?
Suitable Flesh. That's the who is it? Who's the director?
It's Joe List.
Joe Lynch.
Joe Lynch.
Yes, I have seen it because I love Joe Lynch. I love Joe Lynch so much.
It's a Lovecraft adapted by the same guy who adapted Reanimator and From Beyond. It's got it was Heather excellent. Graham really getting to have fun with a role. Barbara Crampton, of course, is in there. It's fun.
Lynch directed probably one of my favorite horror movies. One of the most unexpectedly good horror movies, which is Wrong Turn 2.
Would not have known that.
If you haven't seen Wrong Turn 2, seriously see Wrong Turn 2. It is so much better than any of the other Wrong Turns.
There is no Wrong Turn that is good unless Eliza Dushku is in it. So I will die on the hill that you are absolutely wrong, Josh.
I drove Eliza Dushku home.
I'm gonna go. I've lost this game gracefully enough, and I am out now. Thank you. And
also,
goodbye.
Joe Lynch, great follow on Letterboxd.
Yes, he's fantastic. Love Joe Lynch. I love Adam Green too.
Once again, thank you so much to my guests, Josh Poirier, Kari Taylor, Matthew Flynn, Sami Skye. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. We do this show every Monday night at 9 p.m. East. Not 9 p.m. We used to do 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel you're watching.
Okay.
So subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this. Like this video, watch other videos, tell your friends about it. If you want to be on the show, reach out to me. Also, I do, if you are in the kind of Boston adjacent area and you want to see comedy, I will be in Beverly this coming Saturday. What's that date? The 10th, February 10th, in Beverly at the Coastal. No, I probably should put this as a bigger thing instead of really trying to squint. Coastal Mass Brewing is going to be a free comedy show. Doors at 7, show at 8. It's going to be a fun show. So if you want to see comedy and you're near Beverly, come see a show. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Tune in next week. I don't remember what the theme